All right, welcome to Odd Man Out. This is a special episode because we're mixing it up here. Of course, I'm Faust, and I'm here to convince James and Harrison that we're going that they should play Hot Tin Roof, the Cat That Wore a Fedora. But before we get started, Harrison has something he needs to mention.
So we just got finished recording our podcast, and we got a private tweet in from All the Coins asking, hey, when are you guys recording your next podcast?
Right now.
We do it Saturdays, and we've already recorded it right before we do this. So I'll get a hold of you later, and we'll talk All the Coins, and but yeah, Saturdays.
So, Hot Tin Roof, the Cat That Wore a Fedora is an indie game.
Okay.
It was released in February 2015, so very early start of this year. Came out under the developer Glass Bottom Games.
Okay.
I believe, and it was released through Steam, where it has had overwhelmingly positive reviews. It has maintained an above average score ever since, as far as a playable game is concerned.
Okay.
So 9 out of 10 on Steam, 66% on Metacritic, 4.2.5 on GOG.com. It is under the category of platform game Metroidvania with an additional subgenre of adventure title.
Most games are adventure titles.
You're thinking action adventure.
That's a
so
catch-all.
This is okay. Cast your mind back to the adventure game time. We had the Sierra games where you picked up a bunch of random crap and rubbed all that crap on all the other random crap until you progress through the game.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of adventure game. So Hot Tin Roof is a game where you play as a private eye detective.
Okay.
With her partner, who is a cat
who's wearing a fedora.
That wears a fedora. And this cat is...
Wait a minute. This is the Adventures of Tintin you're selling me on, isn't it?
No, there's no cats that wear hats in Tintin.
But the Adventures of Tintin is a little boy who's a investigator.
But he has
with his dog.
But both protagonists here are female.
Including the cat.
Including the cat.
Okay.
Yes. Now, this isn't a society where cats, rats, and pigeons are generally just a part of everyday society. Like they live alongside humans. They actually have lives and goals and everything like that. And they can speak.
Okay. They can speak human.
They can speak human.
Okay.
Yeah. So they still do their catly things. They still do their ratly things. Like, the rats live in a dump. The cats operate out of alleyways. And this is an entirely stylized, blockish sort of 3D, I'd say 2.5D almost kind of world, because it does give you the sense of a 2D platformer. But you navigate around this city by going down different paths. It's almost like that Metal Gear Solid thing where you go like halfway through the level and then it gives you an arrow and you kind of switch perspective and go down that direction instead.
Okay.
Yeah. So it does help you navigate the city, and you do get a sense of an actual map or a layout where different things are. And each location, you're given a series of, I'd say, 3 cases to start this game. And you have to go and hunt down clues and find information to solve each case, and each one kind of plays into the other. And the titular character here, the cat that wore the fedora, is called Frankie. I can't remember the name of the actual private eye right now. But
do you play as a cat or the private eye?
You play as the private eye with the cat there as sort of a follow-up. So The reason I don't remember the name is because they've mentioned the private eye's name very little. And I think it's meant to basically make something that you can identify with as a character.
So the private eye is actually useful. So this is not an Inspector Gadget private eye.
Yes, it's not an Inspector Gadget private eye in that sense. Now, in a sense that it is the way that you interact with the world and what gives it its Metroid feel of the Metroidvania sort of exploration is the way that you interact with the world, which is your revolver. It's a 4-shot revolver.
4-shot revolver.
4-shot revolver.
The cat has this?
No, you have this. The cat wants one, but they haven't qualified for it yet.
All right.
And this revolver, when you initially start out, you only have dummy bullets called thuds that can only destroy boxes and obstacles.
Okay.
And very light obstacles at that. And as you progress through the game, you get things like bullets that reveal hidden platforms, grapple bullets, explosive bullets, things that basically unlock more and more of the world around you. And so you find yourself revisiting older places with the ability to unlock new parts and get to different parts there.
Okay.
And it is essentially just going through and trying to find as much information as possible about the cases that you're taking. But there are a ton of hidden achievements. There's a ton of hidden dialogue. It is very great and stylized. Has a lot of personality to it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So how is this stylized?
So, like I said, it's kind of blocky 2.5D, but it's got a really great style to it. Very simplistic, especially on the animations, but it doesn't feel like it's underdone or like the corners are cut. So it does have a certain amount of charm to it that I found very appealing.
Okay.
And I think you guys would too, especially with the way that the private eye and the cat walk together around this place, because they kind of do that, like you're making an action figure or a boxy kind of action figure kind of walk. You just pick it up and sort of rock it back and forth. That's what they do.
Huh.
Okay.
And the other thing that's kind of the note, if that kind of you find that humorous, is the way that you save is by going to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I like that. That's, I mean, was it No More Heroes was the only other game I've seen that does that.
Yeah, so, in this one, you go and the private eye sits on the toilet and makes a little pooting sound, and then the way that you refill your health is you wash your hands in the sink, and then you can go on about your game.
So what happens if you don't wash your hands? Is your health not refilled?
Your health does not refill unless you find health pickups.
Mm-hmm. So basically...
So wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands and you'll be better off. Yeah.
Okay. So you said this is kind of in the adventure realm of things.
Yes.
And my big problem with the old adventure games, especially the Sierra Classic games, is it was always random bullshit is what solved the problem. Is this pick up a random object like to solve the problem, and that you're going to need somewhere 3 hours down the line and you don't realize it because it's so inconsequential. Like a ticket stub from a concert is going to be what allows you to get in past somebody and distract the guard.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I know what you mean, and no, this is not the case.
Okay.
So in a lot of senses, you don't really pick up an inventory's worth of items here. The only thing you really pick up and utilize is your bullets are pretty much the only physical item that you pick up. Now, the other thing you do is you pick up clues and information that help you progress down these cases, because each case has the usual ones, which is means, motive, and what's the other one, typically?
You have the means, the motive, and
it's means, motive, and there's one other one. But each case has these.
The intent?
Yeah, I guess. Either way, you have three things that you need to establish with the cases. Who had suspect, means, and motive.
Okay.
So who could have done it? How did they have the means, and what was their motive for doing it? And you need to find this information by going to different parts of the levels and finding contextual places where you will investigate with the cat and kind of suss it out like private detectives do.
Okay.
So like, oh, well, this is this, and it might have been this. Well, maybe if they did this, and this is what we can tell from it, well, we should go and ask that person. And so that's what you end up doing more than finding item A and rubbing it on every other item until you find the next piece of illogical logic that gets you further.
Okay. So it sounds like a lot of this is done, like you said, with the investigator.
Mm-hmm.
So how much of an importance is the cat, or is it just there for the cat tax?
So the cat acts as a good partner to a private investigator. The cat itself is sort of a junior partner or something like that. They're not a sidekick. They're somebody who is an up-and-comer or just got the job. And they actually play into the cases quite well, especially when you're investigating, because they're a cat in a world where cats, rats, and pigeons are a part of everyday society, but humans don't really pay attention to them very much. So as the cat, what the cat offers in is the ability to look into these worlds and kind of understand how they operate as of outside of human society. And so it's a banter between the investigator and the cat that sort of identifies where it is you're supposed to go and what it is you're supposed to do within the context of this game.
So are any of the animals any suspects in all this? Or
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have murderous pigeons.
We have, well, the only pigeon that I really interacted with wasn't very murderous. He was a reformed ex-con who sold newspapers.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about the rats? Are they ex-cons too?
No, the rats work in the dump, and they're part of a mafia.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
is very entertaining.
How much is this game?
So this game I picked up for quite a deal on latest Steam sale. And I think I got it for like 70 cents or something like that.
That's not bad.
That's a huge discount.
That is a huge discount, but it's a game that's been out all year, and it's an indie game, so I do want to see it get more exposure.
How much is it normally?
So normally, I'm pulling that up right now here. Normally the game without any discounts looks like it goes for, once Steam feels like telling me.
Let me help you out here.
Yeah, help me out.
So the game typically goes
$15.
for $15.
$15.
Steal my thunder.
Uh-huh. So the game goes for $15. You can buy the deluxe version, which includes the soundtrack, and another game called Jones on Fire.
Okay.
So I have not heard about Jones on Fire. That's probably something from Glass Bottom Games. The soundtrack itself is available on its own for about $5.
Okay.
So if you want to just get the game and the soundtrack, it's only $20. But
when it's on sale, it's 70 cents.
It was this last time.
I could have completely misrepresented that. I mean, I got a lot of games in the last sale, and I sort of, whenever I buy games in that prolifically, I kind of go into a hangover. So I don't know. I got it on a discount. Just checked it out because cats, fedoras. I work for Jenny Fedora. I like cats. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
basically. And I checked it out, and I was like, okay, well, I'll give this a shot, and maybe it'll be like adventure game or whatever, and I won't really want to play it more than like a couple of hours. And in the end, I beat it.
How much playtime did you have in it?
It took me 3 sessions over 3 days. I would say I have maybe 6 to 8 hours.
6 to 8
overall.
hours.
But keep in mind, indie game has had a lot of really great heart to it and everything like that. But unfortunately, it was one of the things that they point out when you first load up the game. Every time you load up the game, is that it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the around 1,300 Kickstarter backers.
Okay.
That they had. So
a Kickstarter darling.
It's a Kickstarter darling with 1,300 backers. Now think of the games like Mighty Number 9 or that Castlevania-ish thing that have thousands and thousands of backers for millions of dollars. And we're still kind of seeing exactly what's coming out of this. This is a game that was finished with heart and style and charm out of 1,300 backers. And it's a labor of love. And I really will support any labor of love out there that comes to fruition like this.
So what do you say, man?
What do you say?
Yeah.
I say if I get it on sale for a good price, I will try it.
Okay.
What about you?
So at 68 hours of gameplay, as a distraction, I'll probably pick it up on sale. And it might sit there and rot for a bit, but it depends on what's all going on. It's interesting. It sounds interesting enough. I mean, it sounds like it has a good enough story, and it's kind of has a older type feel to it that it would be fun to play.
And the concept does sound good.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I could agree to that.
All right.
Yeah. So that has been Odd Man Out, and of course I have managed to convince James and Harrison to play Hot Tin Roof, the cat who wore a fedora. I am Faust, and of course, if you like what you see us doing here, you want to see us do something specific, remember to comment down below, like and subscribe to show us that you support us, and check us out on vid.me as well. And of course, we will see you guys next week for the next installment.
Later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Yeah, but you end up yelling a lot more with 2 or more players because now you're having to rely on other people.
Like someone's
to do
giving like orders or something like that.
Kind of.
Saying.
I mean, it's like basically if you have like one side.